Hey everybody, your boy Tony from Cali. How you doing? As you might have seen a little while ago, that was my boy Ned Townsend. He was over here. I was helping him with his music thing. He had to get some CDs and stuff done. I helped him organize his songs, a couple of them, and basically help him put his music onto CDs, that type of thing. And I was the last part of the conversation. Like I said, we had a conversation talking about God, basically. I'm not the authority on God, believe me. I'm probably one of the last people in the world that knows everything about God, trust me. But I do believe in God. I do believe in God. I do believe that we are in our last days. And I basically was trying to tell him what I believe in, what I believe is going to happen, and that we have to believe in something. A lot of people, we have to believe in something. A lot of people don't believe in anything, and that's why he said he doesn't know. Yeah. Hello, Michelle.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, girl. Hang on. Everybody, your boy Tony from Cali once again. Like I said, I just got to talk to my sister. My sister called me. Sorry about that interruption there. But yeah, Ned was over here. Today is, wow, I don't even know what the date is. I think it's the 7th, maybe. Let me see. I think it's the 7th, the 6th or the 7th. Yeah, let's see. It has to be. It was May 5th the other day. May 5th. 6th, 7th, probably the 7th. Anyway, today is Friday. Okay, it's Friday, April. Let's say April, May, and it's Friday, and I believe it's the 5th. I don't have a way of checking. I actually do. Let me look at my computer real quick. It's the 6th. Huh? That's weird. Probably because I stayed home all day yesterday. So anyway, yeah, today is the 6th. Yesterday was May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. I think May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. Okay, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody out there. Okay. Anyway, this is your boy Tony from Cali. Yeah, my boy Ned, he came over here. He stayed overnight, and he basically, I was helping him work with his music and everything. He basically crashed over here on my couch, which is nice. And I'm here inside of my house with the broadcaster. You can see the broadcasters over here. Okay. So it's keeping everything real. This is the broadcaster. Can you see it? Okay, that's probably a better picture. Okay, got the broadcaster over here. He was over here basically working on my computer, getting all his music and CDs and things like that. So, what is this video all about? I'll tell you what this video is all about. The video is all about, I'm looking kind of scroungy. I need to shave and everything else and, get tuned all up. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, but I feel pretty good. I feel actually really good. Turn on my air. I'll turn that on in a minute. I'm going to start my video. It's a pretty good shot. It's a pretty good video. Pretty good. I'm just using the front-facing camera too. So anyway, what I want to say is that, yeah, I probably shouldn't say everything I want to say, but yeah, I don't know. This the previous video before this, you probably heard some of the conversation we were talking about when it came to politics and God and things like that. And I'm very, very, my belief in God is very, very strong. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of what's the word? I've sinned, like everyone else have sinned, but I still believe in God. And it's it's kind of a lot of people say it's really it's conflicting, because if I go out tonight and I do something tomorrow and I sin, okay, what am I doing? I'm not believing in God, right? Yeah. Well, I did believe in God, even though I sinned. So it's really hard. I try to stay away from sin, of course, and even when I'm here in my own place, there's sin. So you don't necessarily have to go out. You don't necessarily have to be with anybody. You don't have to do all this. You can have lustful thoughts, whatever. It's sin. And I don't have the purest heart that I would love to have. And you have that guilt that also goes with the sin that allows you to go, okay, I can never get right. I can never get right with God. So I might just go ahead and keep on doing what I'm doing, or just take it to the next level and just keep oh man, I messed up yesterday, so I might just mess up today. And it's like a chain reaction, and that's the thought process that happens to a lot of people. So for myself, as I consider myself, I don't know if you want to call it a Christian, but someone that really believes in God, one of the true believers of God. I feel like I am, but I've made mistakes. So what this conversation is all about tonight is basically hanging out with my boy Ned. He's an older guy. I've been knowing him for a while. He's like I ain't gonna say like a father to me, but he's just like an older friend, and he's one of those guys where he's set in his own ways, he believes certain things, and he's going to stay with that belief no matter what, unless something changes. My belief is God can come down and God can change and God can put circumstances in front of you and let you know that He is real. I've had situations where God came and showed me that things was real, and we're talking about from the job status to being out of work to almost near to life death situations and things like that. So I've had faith moments, a lot of faith moments, and then I've had moments where it's not really doubt. It was one of those things where I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. Okay? So I didn't have the doubt. I said, I got to do this. I want to do this. I need this. I need this woman. I need that woman over there. I need that. It was one of them desire type things where it was a sin. So even the night's a Friday night. Okay? It's about 9:30. I could go out there. I could be hanging out. I could meet somebody I'm attracted to, and I'll be like, man, I want that. So that's where sin comes in. I'm looking at this woman on the picture right now. She's looking good, and I'm like, man, and in my mind, I'm like, man, I like that. But how far are you going to take it, and how far is going to be presented to you? Even same thing. I'm over here. Got my computer over here. You see my computer? I can easily go on the computer and look at something that's not edifying. And next thing I'm like, man, start thinking about it, and start lusting and start wanting that, in my mind, and take it to another whole level. You guys know what I'm talking about out there. So I'm not gonna get all graphic, but I'm just saying that happens in a lot of relationships. A guy or a woman, they want something, maybe even in their relationship, but they're not getting it at that particular time, and then all of a sudden, they're seeing it visually from TV, from movies, from whatever. Just it could be sound, and the next sound vibration. Okay, we'll go into vibration later, but that could actually happen, and then all of a sudden their spouse is not giving them what they want, so then they say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it anyway somewhere else. Okay, that's like my story today, The Bold and the Beautiful. That junk's coming all out. You know what I'm saying? Douglas child. That's not really Douglas's child. Okay, I mean, it's not really Ridge's child. It's Douglas's child. Okay. So a lot of those things, everyday life, when I watch the soap opera, like I said, it's fiction, but it's actually reality. And it doesn't necessarily mean that those are actors, and of course those actors are not going through those situations, but there's people out there that are like that are going through similar situations, and they can relate to that. I've done things in my past that I'm not proud of. I started to think about that right now. I've done things in my past that I wasn't proud of, but it caused my past relationships to dwindle a little bit because of the things that I've done. So I had to look at all that, I'm not the most perfect man in the world, not the most honest man in the world, we all have told, whether you call it a little lie or a big lie, it's still a lie. It's still a sin. And to a lot of people that out there that don't understand what a sin is if I go and murder somebody, that's a sin. If I go over here and lie and say I didn't steal that candy bar, that's a sin. And they're supposed to be equal, according to the Bible. People don't understand that. They're going to judge this sin, of course, harsher. But this sin is the same equalness, according to God. So a sin is a sin, no matter what it is. But the key to that, in my opinion or theory, is to repent all the time, continuously. Getting up in the morning, thank you, Lord, thank you for life, thank you for this, thank you for that. Repent, forgive me for yesterday, forgive me for this, forgive me for every sin I ever committed, and try to stay on that path. Other things are try to keep yourself built up, read the Word. I got the Bible over here. I haven't been reading the Bible. Keeping it real. I'm not trying to say that I'm the holiest person. I got two Bibles over here. This is my original Bible. Look, it's all tore all up. Look at that. And this is another Bible I got when I was going to another church. Okay? This cost me like $20. So, reading the Bible, reading the Word, and not just reading the Bible, because a lot of people read the Bible, but then they probably don't understand. So pray for the understanding. And I did that. I've been doing that constantly. Pray for the understanding. I go to sleep. I have dreams. I have visions. I have things like that. And I think that's part of some of the things too, because I wake up and I'm like, wow, I'm still alive. And maybe I was dead in my dream, or maybe something was getting ready to happen, or whatever it was. I look at that as a sign from God telling you something. And I'm like Ned that just left a little while ago. I told him he's very analytical. He want to analyze everything. But then there's a point in life where you throw away all that analyzing and say, you know what, I got faith somewhere. God, I have faith that you're going to take me to the next level. Now, another reason I'm making this video, I was going to talk about this, but I'll talk about it right now. So, according to my rent payment for this place that I'm living in, that was the last check. How should I say? That was the last check. I got paid Wednesday. Okay. So when I got paid, my last check I paid $212 for 1 week. And that's till next Wednesday, which is coming up really quick. Today's Friday. So you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Yeah. So at that point I can be homeless, not have a place to stay, but I also have faith. And people say, how can you have faith? You know, you only got a week. What can you do in a week that's going to change that? Are you going to go rob a liquor store? Are you going to go rob Lee's liquor store like these guys did a couple weeks ago? And get caught and go to jail? And no, I'm not going to do that. Are you going to do this? Are you going to rob a bank? No, I'm not. I just got faith. So that's why I'm kind of making this video too, to show that, yeah, I got faith. And I just said, Lord, you know, go ahead and take care of me. However you want to take care of me, lead me wherever you want to lead me. But I don't pray the prayers that I used to pray before. I used to go, I used to pray, you know, yeah, I want to get money. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to take the next level. And I want to get this money. And I want to be a millionaire and things like that. I used to pray those type of prayers, I think. Not maybe so direct, but I used to say, man, I don't want to make money. Somehow, Lord, make that happen for me. Open that door. And now I just say, you know what? Just open any door. Open whatever door that you need necessary. If there is a door to be open, if it's your will. So I pray in that type of tone. So I say, God, whatever you got for me, thank you. You know, I accept it. I thank you. I thank you for another day of life. I'm 52 years old. Boom. I'm actually, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. Normally on Friday night, I can go out, I can do what I want to do, ride my scooter, go down to the strip. But I don't feel like that tonight. I feel like it's just one of the nights where I need to relax. I actually slept during the day. I took like a little nap because I was up till yesterday morning. I didn't go to bed till 8:30 this morning. Okay, I went to bed at 8:30 this morning. Slept for about 2 hours. Got back up at 10:30. Yeah, it was 10:30 when I got up, and then I stayed up with Ned, helping him with his CD projects and that type of thing. Watched my soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful. Next thing you know, it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and I said I gotta go back to bed again. So, you know, my life is very, you know, different right now, I should say, to the average person. You know, so now I'm up, and I feel like, yeah, I could be up all night. Don't want to go to a club. Don't want to do this. No, it's not about that. It's not about me. You know, shaving, going out there and trying to impress anybody or trying to hang out with any girls, nothing like that. That used to be the old Tony. Yeah. If I had a nice car right now, would I do all that? Go, possibly. And I believe sometimes God puts obstacles. He says, Tony, you don't have a car. You don't have this. You don't have that. You don't have all these different things in place. You don't have maybe your license or your insurance. You don't have all these different things. So we're going to restrict you and say, you know what you got? What do you have? You got your mobility card over here. You got your computer. You got me. You got the Word of God right here. You got the Bible. You got these tools right here that you can do things with. So I got communication factor right here. I got my computer right here. So I can communicate with people out there on my Facebook, on my, what do you call it? My Facebook or my, can't even think of the name, Facebook or my YouTube or whatever channel or Twitter or whatever. I have all that capability. I can do that on my phone. I can do it on my computer. And God is saying, you know what? Reach the people. So this is my way of reaching whoever I need to reach and let them know that, you know, God is real. God is God. You know, I believe in God. I believe in Jehovah. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus came down here to save us. And I believe he died on the cross and he was tortured. He went through all these things for us. We are just, I ain't going to say selfish. We are just unaware because we're looking at so much day-to-day life. And that's where I go back to this whole statement of my boy Ned. I was been talking to him for a long time, for a little while. Not a long time, but, you know, right at the end, I just kind of looked at him and I looked at his life and I looked at, you know, he is getting older. And you would think, like I said, when a person gets older, they're going to get wiser. And sometimes it's not also necessarily. I'm not saying he's not a wise person. It's just that sometimes people are they're redirected. They're redirected in a different area. And I think he's like 79 years old. So the thing of it is that almost 80 years old. And I look at what you want to do. I look at the negativity, your thoughts, and how you feel towards people and things like that. And it was disturbing to me a little bit. That's why I'm kind of making this video. But I'm also going to pray. It was very disturbing to me, some of the things that, you know, was said. But You know, maybe because I don't agree, maybe because I'm one of the God's children, and I just don't agree. So maybe that's the reason that it's disturbing to others. It may not be disturbing, but I was like, this is disturbing to me. So I talked to my sister. I called my sister up. I talked to her for a minute, and she just basically said, just hang in there, brother, hang in there, and keep on, telling people, keep on preaching in a sense. I don't look at myself as a preacher, but maybe I am. So now I'm at that point right now in my life where I'm making this video and I also make this video because I said, hopefully this is going to help someone out there. I could be dead and gone tomorrow. If I'm dead and gone tomorrow, someone will have this information and they can say, okay, well, I learned from that, or it helped me in my life or my relationship or whatever. So instead of me focusing on a relationship, instead of me focusing on a woman right now, instead of me focusing on all these things that I would love to have, I'm not saying I don't like those things. I'm saying that I'm trying to put God first. Okay? And even when I say I'm trying to put God first, I'm still a sinner. I still make mistakes. I still spend too much time on the computer. Okay? I still spend too much time on the broadcaster. I still spend too much time doing too many things that I know God doesn't want me to do, or I feel that God doesn't want me to do. But I knew Ned came over here and he wanted some CDs done, and even with all that, I was like, man, I'm so busy. I want to do this and that. I don't have time. And he said, well, make that when you got time. When you got time. When you got time. I said, you know what? Come on right now. But something told me in my heart to say, come on right now. And it wasn't necessarily, the production of helping him do everything he needed to do. I just knew that God said, you need to open up sometimes, and you need to talk to people, and don't put people off, and do what you need to do. You need to be giving, and that was my way of giving. So he came over here, like I said, I think he came over here about maybe 10 o'clock or something like that last night, maybe earlier, 9 or 10 o'clock, and then we ended up being up all night, basically. I was up till 8:30. He actually crashed right here on my couch. I think he went to bed maybe around 6, and I still stayed up for another 2 hours. I was editing and putting together all my broadcaster demo 2016. And that's basically telling you what the broadcaster is. Not really explaining it in depth, but mainly it's like a promo for the broadcaster, and it shows you what it's capable of doing and how people reacted to it when I took it out in the field, the convention center and just on the streets, how people were just, what their thoughts were, that type of thing. It was more of a survey type feedback promotion, almost like an infomercial if you want to look at it, because when you look at it, you see people going, wow, yeah, I like it, and you got all these people kind of endorsing it, and then see what happens from there. But like I said, I put everything still in God's hand. I know that God gave me the ability to create that, so I was able to create it on my computer right here. Okay, turn this light on back here. I was able to create it on my computer, which is a great computer. Okay, and I spend so much time working on my computer. I got my other computer over here. We'll show that real quick. Yeah, this is my baby right here. So I got this one. We're gonna talk about that. Bam, there it is. So this is a Dell. I got this one a couple days ago. Okay, and this is a 15.6 inch laptop. Now we're going into technology, huh? From God to technology. Say, dang, what kind? You got this random subjects. 15 inch laptop, and the reason that I bought it is because first thing I did, I looked at the processor. When I first booted it up, I bought it from the pawn shop for $199. Okay, $199, and this was like an $800 computer, believe it or not. Actually, probably a little bit more, with tax, like $899 or something like that. So I got it for $200. I saw that it was an i5 processor, and people that know about processors, it looks like a MacBook Pro. You notice it's got the backlit keys. The keys are kind of lit up right now. You can barely see them, but they're lit up. And it's got the backlit keys, so it started to look like a MacBook. So I thought it was a MacBook at first, and I looked at it, I said, this is a Dell. A 15-point-inch screen. I was like, okay, this is pretty nice. And then the thing that got my attention was I was able to go like that, go flat, go completely flat. So I'm completely flat, thinking, okay, this is going to be perfect because of the dimensions and everything. It was going to fit perfect on my dashboard of my scooter or whatever. And then the other thing that really got my attention, that really made it happen, is that I found out it was a touchscreen. So by it being a touchscreen, I was like, wow, it's got Windows. I thought it had Windows 8, but it's Windows 10. And I said, this is a touchscreen, so this is going to be perfect for what I was looking for, because before I went and looked at this, I had already went to Best Buy, and all their machines were $400 or $500 and more. And I was like, I can't afford $400 or $500. I can't even afford $200 right now. But It's not about what I can afford, because I started looking at faith. I started looking at what God has done for me. And if God said, go ahead and get this, I'm going to go ahead and get it. So I was able to put $24 down on it. And then I think next couple of days I was able to go and pick it up. But before, so I put $24 down on it. I immediately took it up to the thing. And then when I got home, I was so happy and everything about it. I looked it up, looked at the receipt, looked at the model number and everything. And I want to know more about it. And I found out that it also did this. Okay. It turns into a tablet. So now it's your tablet where you're sitting with it like this and you're writing and you're drawing and whatever. I got the screen is in dim mode right now. But I was able to, I said, wow, this is a tablet? It's a big tablet. So now you got a 15.6 inch tablet, okay? You also have your tablet rocker arm switches that are on the side here. You got your power and your volume knobs, just like a tablet would be. And then if you didn't want it in tablet mode and you just wanted to watch a movie, you could flip it like this. And you can set it on your desk. And you can watch a movie. And once again, it is touchscreen. Okay? So that's one of the things that caught my attention in buying this product. Here it is. Very nice system here. I know you can't really see the screen right now, but that made my day. Okay, so going back to that, you know, people say, Tony, you know, look at this, really nice. It's got like a rubbery finish, a rubbery gray sort of finished, which is really nice. And you can carry it's really light compared to most of your laptops. It's actually kind of heavy, but it's kind of light in a sense as well. But why am I talking about that? Because it made me happy. That's one of the things that made me happy. And it wasn't that particular thing that made me happy. I'm happy that I got a good deal. Yes, I'm happy that I got a good deal. But you still can't let technology take over you. Okay? And that's what I've done in the past. I used to buy all kinds of cameras. I used to buy all kinds of equipment. And I was like, be so happy with my technology. Wow, I got this. Wow, I got that. Wow. And you start to treat like a god, like it's an idol. Oh, man, that's nice. Oh, wow, 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 wow. And then all of a sudden you have nothing. I have a heart attack. I end up having a heart attack. What am I going to do? I'm going to die with this technology. So that's what I am now. I'm starting to look at my lifestyle. You know, I'm 52 years old. I'll be 53 in June. You know, if it's God's will. And it's like, I feel like there's a bigger purpose. You know, there's a bigger and better purpose for me. You know, I'm not supposed to just be Tony from Cali, the guy that just does the videos and make people laugh and all that kind of stuff. I'm supposed to do something else. So God told me basically to tell people that, you know, God is real. God wants you to understand that, you know, He loves us, and he died for us, and He came out here, and all these things that are happening around us in this world, that we shouldn't stress out on these things, and know that we're gonna, you know, we're a part of this world, and that we are maybe not. We're still sensitive to things that are happening. Don't get me wrong. I see somebody every time I watch the news every night. Somebody died. Somebody got stabbed. I'm very sensitive to these things, but I have to believe that God has a better purpose for everything. God has a purpose. It's like I was telling Ned tonight. When I looked at the scooter, before I even looked at the scooter, this was at my boy Richard T's house. I looked at it months and months and months ago. And I already visualized in my mind what was the possibilities of it. I might not have known everything that I was able to do with it, but I knew the possibilities. So when I believed that I was going to, you know, get this thing from this guy in faith, I was able to get it, but I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know how much money I was going to get. I ended up giving him equipment that I had in trade. And that was part of the faith thing. Bill was sitting there. I didn't have the money, and I was up there. I had bought my computer. I could have gave him the money for that instead of buying the computer. But I bought the computer first because I said I need a computer because that's my tools. I need to come home and be able to edit and be able to put my show online, you know, that type of thing. But I didn't have the money for the computer, plus the wheelchair, plus everything else, for the mobility chair. You probably say, "Why am I rolling my sleeves up like this?" Because this is the way I feel comfortable. This is where my dad used to wear his shirts and stuff too. So it's maybe part of something that I inherited, but I feel good. And look at the bicep. Look at that. You know, a brother could look like that. Look like a prisoner, huh? Anyway, so your boy Tony from Cali. This video basically, like I said, is just to let you know that, hey, I'm just, you know, I'm like everybody else, and I just basically, like I said, I believe in God, and I think that God is going to take care of us, and no matter what, You know, I don't look at, you look at your financial situation. I'm looking at, do I got food in there, right? I got like 4 dozen eggs right now. I got eggs. I got all kinds of stuff. I'm probably going to fix me something too right now. Salad, a couple sandwiches, eggs, potatoes, whatever. I have food. God has provided a roof over my head. Yeah, maybe it's only for a week. Maybe he has another plans for me after that. I don't know. But I can't stress on it. I can't worry about it. And, you know, Ned just kind of touched on a couple of things tonight when we were sitting here talking. And he was talking about, you know, he's got to make his CDs, he's got to make his money, he's got to do this, he's got to do that. And he don't know, he's got to make this money, he's got to make this money. When I hear people talking about the money thing, it kind of bothers me sometimes, because I think they should also look at the big picture. Okay? You're alive, you're healthy, no matter whatever the situation is, you got family, you got kids, they're healthy. Stop, you know, you want money, yes, you want to be able to take care of your family, you want to be able to do these things, you may want to be able to buy a new car, new materialistic things that you may want, whatever, but what is the big picture? You're alive, okay? God gave you this life, and if God gave you life, what you need to give back some way. You need to give back in what he wants. You know, God gave his life for a purpose, for you to come and speak into other people's lives. You know, I didn't understand that because I was so busy working. I was so busy accumulating and acquiring the things that I thought I wanted. And then, of course, you put God in. Oh, yeah, God gave me this new car. God gave me this new motorcycle. God gave me this. Not necessarily. These are things that maybe you wanted, your desires. I can have a bunch of women out here right now say, God gave me all these women. Like a harem thing. You know, like back in the, you know, the Bible days, you know, when the guys had 5 wives and all that stuff, or you just be a player. Got a bunch of women out there, yeah. I got girls that have given me the phone number. I've talked to them, but I have not interacted with them because I don't believe that that's what God wants me to do. Build these relationships. We might go and have something to eat. We might go and talk. We might this and that. I might want more for them. They might want more from me. And it may not even be the same wants. I might want something from them physically. They might want something from me financially. Okay? Whatever it could be, or it could be reversed. Now, I don't usually want from a woman financially because I'm old school. So I think, I believe in, you know, taking care of women and doing all this and being the man that you're supposed to be and providing. I'm old school. Okay? I'm not like the young generation to say, man, you got to get what you got to get out of a B. No, I don't think that way. So, mostly, if I want anything from a woman, it might be physical, it might be companionship, it might just be, you know, do you like me? You like me for myself? You like me? Or are you here for me? That's what I want. I want someone that I can sit here and talk to, someone that believes in me, someone that's not going to take from me, someone that loves me for me. That's kind of old school, huh? You don't hear that too much. But going from that point to realizing sometimes that that's maybe not available, then I have other options, and that's where my other options come in. I start working on, you know, my TV show, boom, Hptv, work on it from the computer, Hptv, the broadcaster. That's where I can come in with other options. Building, I redid my whole living room yesterday. I actually have it to where my, let's take a look at this. This is actually this is on a boombox here. This video is on a boombox, and you can see where my chair is. The bedroom looks like a mess, but that's my bedroom back there. And then my desk right here. Okay, that's enough of that. But I kind of changed things around yesterday, and I told myself that I usually don't show all this, and I moved things around because I wanted to basically bring my chair completely in. I was just basically just driving it straight in, had like a little small space, and then I couldn't really get to it. I couldn't really work on it. So now I got it where the chair can come straight in, and it can turn around, and it can come into the complete living room if I want it to come into the complete living room, and I can work on it, and I can still watch TV. So I got my TV on the opposite side of the room here. I got my couches and stuff still set up, so I can still do my talk show. If I want to do my talk show back here, I still got my green screen area, so I got my green screen set up with my desk and so forth. So if I want to do a talk show or anything like that, that's cool, but I still have my scooter. So when I come back over here to my scooter, I'm still here, right here in my scooter, and there's my kitchen area, which is back over here. So you got my kitchen area back there. I got my scooter here. I got plenty of room to walk around and work on it from any angle, which is great. And that's that. So, you know, I feel somewhat like I accomplished something, even though I stayed home all day. Let's say today, I stayed home all day today. Yesterday, I stayed home all day. Yesterday I stayed home all day, and today I stayed home all day. And yesterday I was able to rearrange the stuff, and I was just kind of cleaning up a little bit. And I actually threw everything in there by my bed, and some stuff on top of my bed. So I had to sleep on like half of my bed last night, which was kind of, or this, I should say this morning. I slept on my bed for like 2 hours. I was laying down on like a little twin bed. I got a big queen size or double bed back there, and I had to sleep on like half of it because I had stuff on there. And it was okay because it's just me. If I'm in a relationship and I got a woman and I got kids, then it's not okay, right? So that's the thing that's the reason I'm not in a relationship. You know, I can easily go out there and I can find somebody and you know, I met this girl that, you know, I think that was interested in me and she wanted to spend some time and everything a couple days ago, this and that. And it's like, no, because it's not the right time. You know, I'm not going to be able to give you what you want. You're not going to be able to give me what I want. You know, I'm not going to be able to give you myself fully because I trust in God, because I'm believing in God. And I believe that if I do something with you, I'm going to be sinning and I'm going to be, my life is going to, you know, I already know how I am. Okay. If a woman comes in this house right now and I'm attracted to her, it's going to be on, because that's just the way my body feels. That's just my mind thinks that way. Even though I love God, it's probably going to be on, because I'm going to be attracted to her and I'm like, I'll be looking at her and something. And the next thing you know, I maybe kissing on her, whatever. If she's not attracted to me, when we're just sitting down as friends, it's different. You know, if she comes over, it can be just like platonic. You know, she's sitting over there and I'm sitting over here. I'm not attracted to her at all. Yeah. And even if I am attracted to her and she's not attracted to me, I'm still going to back off. I'm not no rapist or nothing like that. But I'm just saying, if someone likes me and I like them, it's probably going to go to that next level. And God right now, I believe is God is putting up that wall and saying, you know what, we're going to block that. You know, I believe I met someone that has, you know, several women that we might have that attraction, but God has blocked it and says, you know what, you better work on the broadcaster. Boom. And God snaps it and says, you know what, you're going to work on the broadcaster tonight. You're going to work on the computer. You're going to work on this. You're going to work on these things right here. That's going to help you as an independent broadcaster. If I'm an independent broadcaster, that's what I look at myself as. I've had several names. I was the homeless broadcaster of America. Yeah, that's when I was wearing all my red, white, and blue stuff. I'm starting to now push all that stuff away. I actually got rid of some stuff that was red, white, and blue. My van got towed away. All my red, white, and blue stuff that I had, my whole wardrobe. I had pants, shirts, jackets, all that kind of stuff. Still got one red, white, and blue jacket back there that I just thought about. Most of that stuff was in my van, so it got towed away with the van. So I'm not the USA anymore. It's not USA, Old School TV. Old School TV is because I was old school and I thought that would be a great name, and I had a lot of old school products. I had a lot of old school cameras and old school this and old school that. Yeah, I remember that one I bought. I remember that. It was a nice camera. Yeah, can't think about it no more. Got to be out of mind, out of sight. So, yeah, I just thought about that. This one camera that I bought when I was in Denver. And I spent like $80 for it. I was so happy to get that camera and whatever. But I can't think about it no more. All right. So, God has given me peace. God has given me a roof over my head. Once again, food in my refrigerator. I'm single. Yes, I am single. I think that, you know, yes, there's people out there that are attracted to me. I'm attracted to them, you know, but that's not the point. The point is, you know, we're in our last days. How are we living our lives? What do we believe in? Do we believe that there is a God? And that was the thing that we had our conversations on. You know, if you don't believe there's a God, you're not sure that there's a God, well, you know, start doing some research on that. And then even the research that you do, not necessarily will be the right research. You know, I research from my heart. Research from your heart. Research from, you know, if something was happened to your daughter or something happened to your son or this and that, would you go to? Would you go? I'm sure, of course, you're gonna go to the doctor. But what's the doctor say? There's no hope. We can't revive your son, or he's gonna die in 6 months or whatever. Who do you go to? Okay, would you believe there was a God then? Think about that. And like I said, you know, I've come into situations where I feel like life situations right in front of me, but my life changed. And I was like, man, I could have been dead yesterday. I could have been dead today, whatever. And that was part of it. The other part of it was like I was a born again Christian, you know, back in the 90s. And I was believing and having faith, and things were happening and going my way. And then I came out here and I got a good job. And then I was able to prosper and have nice cars and houses and things like that and cameras and whatever. I look at all that as God put that there for me. He had a plan for me, but he said, don't let it take over your life. And now I'm at this point where I might not have a whole lot. I may not have a big house. I might not have a 5-bedroom house. I might not have all these things, but God's given me, you know, he says, you got this faith still in your heart. You know that I'm here. You know that you believe in me. You pray every night. You do make mistakes. You need to repent on the mistakes. You need to stay up on that and just keep trying to, you know, give to people. And that's where I'm at. So I'm going to sign off with all that. I know I've been talking for a while. How long have I been talking? About 34 minutes. So we're going to sign off. I'm your boy Tony from Cali, just recording everything right now on my cell phone. No microphones. The ambience of my own apartment. This is a weekly apartment, so I pay weekly. Okay, very pricey. This is, I don't know if this is going to be my last week, but I'm keeping it real. I'm putting this video out there. I love you guys. God bless. I'm your boy Tony from Cali, Hptv. Once again, Hptv, Helping People TV, Channel 63. And we out.